You'll find that the biggest fear that a lot of people have indoctrinated is the belief that change is corrupt, that change should spark a concern, that anybody who seeks change is considered crazy, that anybody who is an innovator is always left as an outcast, rarely understood by the world. And this has been the case for many groups within the system, where perhaps change is needed. And it is only through change where you will realize the ability to grow and the ability to transcend some of these bird caves and these rat traps and these poisonous people can be alleviated as the core roots holding many people back from living lives on just well-meaning terms. The ability to change a situation, should there be any sort of problem brought about from either side, is a very important skill to grab. The problem with this is, I think there's, as I mentioned, a sense of fear when you try to indoctrinate such a change, or when you initialize a change, when you take that first step out of the stereotype or out of the belief that a group of people have collectively made about you. You perhaps will not know what direction to go in. But the truth is, the direction will remain uncertain in both cases. The direction will be uncertain if you continue to let a group of people who know nothing about your culture, who know nothing about your heritage, who know nothing about you, if you let them define you instead of even taking a simple step to asking, who am I? I think if you look at that from a third person perspective, you would gain more insight simply just asking your question, who am I, than allowing a dog who is ignorant and is cultureless and has been wiped of any sort of meaningful contribution towards the appropriate cause. To let such a person define you is that is emotional distraught. That is physical distraught even, because you will find that the only way that such a group of people would ever accept you is if you bring yourself to their terms. And the problem with this is many people, after bringing themselves to the terms of the majority, they're afraid to actually admit that it's not working. And it's because of their fear to admit that it's not working, they create a misinterpreted, distorted reality for themselves, to where they try and trick themselves into thinking that talking like the oppressor, or practicing the behaviors as the oppressor, is going to be the same, it's going to result in the same euphoria, the same pleasure that the oppressor gets, that they are capable of getting, and not knowing that they are doing nothing more than tearing themselves, stripping themselves further away from basic human nature, without even getting to the root cause as to why somebody would become so messed up to dedicate an entire day towards attacking, or an entire life towards attacking another person. This is when you start to realize that you would be better off not only asking yourself, who am I, but even establishing for yourself a new way of living, than permitting such a group of people into your life. to continue to spew their poison and their foul beliefs, and that's all they are. They are foul, so they believe the whole world needs to be foul. They are broken and they're corrupt. So because they cannot contain within that feeling or that reality or that nature, they decide that the whole world needs to be just the way they see it: broken, corrupt, racist, and cracker-minded. And such a society will always fail. Such a society will never bring about the real purpose or the potential of a group of people who are seeking more out of life than to look out the door and see nothing but crackers and rednecks who do nothing but perpetuate fear and anger and jealousy and envy and rage and violence into your life for no reason. And it is only once you realize this that you start to realize that your worth is not determined by someone else's words or somebody else's actions. You realize that your life is in your control, that you can do as you please on moral terms, that you have the capability to bring the same thing that these crackers did with the Africans to build their economy. You can actually do that within yourselves, because there is nobody stopping you this time. You are in a better position that way, and there is nobody telling you where to be or who you can and cannot be. The only thing these people will do is vent out their rage, right? That's their rage. That's not your rage. That is not the way that you feel. Somebody has some deep-rooted pain in their lives, and because they can't deal with the pain, because they don't have a simple educational standard, contrary to the image they're trying to portray to you, because they don't hold that not only the educational standard but a basic human ethical standard of morality, they feel entitled to ensure that everybody feels the same way as they say or as they do. And sadly, that is not how life works. Like, you can keep venting and crying like a chihuahua, but crying is not what brought about the independence of millions of black people who fought within territory to ensure that their rights and their peace for their generation and the future generations will be established. So the best way to deal with the cause and the reality is to let go, is to completely isolate yourself from the disgusting mannerism, which I refer to as toxic positivity. When somebody becomes passive aggressive, they make an aggressive act look so kind and friendly, typical of North American culture, to make something so immorally incorrect, such as taking hundreds of millions of black people and leaving them at the bottom of the sea and making that look so cool, so hot, so casual. It is only in the Western Hemisphere where you will see them practicing such a level of hypocrisy, of irony. And as much as I do not want to take it to that extent, unfortunately, that's what it is. And that is the reality of the situation.